Hi folks, and welcome to the Filmmaker channel. And today I'm in the woods again, as you can see, next to the highway, but things are as they are. Can't get out much at the moment because life is happening, but I'm on a little bimble and want to talk about a knife again, because I know you guys are altogether too fond of blades. The videos with the blades are those that get the most attention. So apart from cooking and speaking in favor of it. But you know, I'm altogether too fond of blades too, and I want to talk to you about a knife. I am not quite fond of these clickbait titles like this is the Victorinox Destroyer, because it doesn't need to destroy anything. What I would call it is sort of an alternative to Victorinox, because it's a little bit different. They also tend to be prone to a little bit of bold copyism, but there's no mistaking the fact that I think that this is pretty and a pretty great knife. Actually, I don't think it's an alternative to Victorinox, because it's just pretty different. And I'm talking about this guy here, which is the Mekoff Hunter. And this is actually really lovely. If you just fold out the main blade, like so, the walk is really smooth and torque is awesome. No play whatsoever, no radial play, no extra play. Stay is also pretty great, because there is a lockback mechanism, and some people get annoyed by this mechanism here, because it's something that's protruding, and that's maybe will give you blisters or what have you. But this is a very traditional way to unlock a blade, and I find that this is pretty safe. I'm no longer so fond of mid-back locks, because if you are really carving hard and really holding on to your knife, you might accidentally press it, and not with all. And I hear that Spyderco offers a lot of security, for instance. And maybe it's just me, but I'm constantly feeling the blade moving, and that's not a good feeling if you are really gripping to holding on to. Not that you should do most of the time carving, but if you do, that's not a good feeling. And with this traditional lockback mechanism, you are pretty safe. And the blade comes in a high luster polish, which really can, and it is really thin. And that's something I cannot emphasize enough. If you're looking for an all-round pocket knife for whittling and for snacking or what have you, what it is you're doing on a bimble or something, get yourself a really thin knife. Not necessarily in the spine, but above the edge. This is just this neon invisible. If you look at that, it's just 0.1 millimeter, and really pays off. And the blade is really got myself some fresh hazel, because I wanted to whittle something. And if you're new to this channel, you might know that I'm pretty fond of carving hazel because fresh it is pretty easy to work with, but it dries out pretty hard. And whittling hazel with this is just a joy. And what I want to do is just for demonstrational purposes, and I love carving wood spirits, but I don't want to bore you out, so what I'm doing is carving myself a little mushroom, which makes a great gift and has some applications to carry in your EDC too. If you know, you know. And what I'm doing is sort of a rolling cut in order to mark off a stop cut. And now I'm taking my knife in a reverse manner, and I'm pushing with my thumb, you see, and this makes the cut a little bit more controlled. I want to keep on the bark because I personally find that pretty attractive. You can also remove it. And but what you need to keep in mind that the bark comes off pretty easily, so you don't want to apply a lot of force. And with this knife here, this is working since because it's just so thin over the edge. And well, this is something. This is a pretty refined knife. It's been around for, I think it's 70 years or so, and it is modeled after older models. The corporation comes from the Czech Republic, and it has German roots, because at one point we really, well, it's a very dark period of German history. Enough said. Don't want to spoil your experience. Another hack I want to show you in a minute is, you see I'm creating sort of a curve in the mushroom, and mushroom is a nice little beginner project too, and you might have noticed, if you want to carve a tip at the other end, and if I just take it at a leisure, you can see what happens. This is something you might have come across already when you were carving, and you wanted to carve a tip, and you wanted it to be precise or something. You always end up with something like this, and in order to prevent this, you might want to move both at a time, like so, or you want to lock your wrist, like so, and that way you also get a pretty defined tip. And so just cleaning this up, because I won't throw that the rest away, because But if you want to carve something like a mushroom, this is pretty okay, because your wrist does a scooping cut quite naturally. So, and this is well, it is, you can use this to let it work for you as opposed to against you. And if you get a stop cut, you can easily just whittle like so, and then you just stop it again. And the closer you get to the finished product, the less force you need. And because you don't want so many facets on the stem of the mushroom, you can just use really leisurely cuts. And you see, I'm deliberately turning my wrist now in order to achieve a little bit of more of a curve, and it's just some cleaning up now going on. If you come across a facet like so, work from the edges. Yeah, just like so, and like so. Now I'm removing a little bit of the bark around the stem of this beautiful little home decor item. If you know, you know. Now it's time to have a look at the saw. The saw is a little bit, the spring is really loose, so some people might not like that a lot, but well, I haven't encountered any problems yet. And what you want to do now is just mark off your cut. I suggest you fix it a little bit, especially if you're a beginner. You can put it on a flat surface, on a stump or something, and I will do this if you excuse me for a minute, because this works a little bit better. The saw works on a push and a pull motion, which is a pretty great thing, because it lends precision to your work. And subjectively speaking, it's a little less sharp than the Victorinox saw, but not that it would pose a problem or something, not at all. It's a really great tool. It's just not as bitey as the saw on the Vic. And now you can, if you are lazy, just break it off. If you're lazy like me, that is. Now you're left with something like this. And I want to revert to the hunting blade, to the skinning blade. Normally I don't use it much, but what it does have is it does have a sort of a sickle shape, and if it's on your knife, why shouldn't you use it, even if you're not a hunter? And it's not exclusively for skinning, because you are the one who defines what you do with your knife. And well, it's not a whittling blade, obviously, and I think the main blade is really awesome. It's a really sharp and really great cutter and slicer, and joy to use in the kitchen, by the way, too. And but it looks a little bit like they were pretty fond of the main blade, but got a little bit lazy around the other tools. This is what I want to show you in a minute. What I mean is, and this is something where what I actually do not get, because there are a lot of corporations out there, and they want to make viable alternative to Victorinox and other knives like that, and then they skip a step, and that's, well, also I quite do not understand why there is a half flat grind on the skinning blade, because if I were to need precision, it were on a skinning blade, and so I don't get it. Actually, it must be something that they got old tools or something and wanted to use them up or something, and in the production line, I mean. The thing with a curved blade is that it offers you a lot of purchase, and so this is something that is pretty great to have. So it would be nice to have on a whittling knife too, something like this, only with a tip, and in order to carve. And, well, reverting to the main blade, because this one is simply a joy to use when you're whittling more delicate stuff. And now I'm cleaning up a little bit. What you can do with a mushroom is you can sand the stem a little bit more, and this is would be nicer to the hand, your home decor item. I just love to take it, keep it in my pocket, and love to play with it a little bit while I'm walking and stuff, and gives a little bit of comfort to you. And to play with something like this, a little bit like a fidget spinner or something. Round it off a little bit. Like so. And you got a little autumn Christmas decoration. You could, what you also could do is you could remove the bark and paint it with acrylic, with some red paint, add some dots on it, or paint it more like a boletus or something, and you got a little great little gift for Christmas. And well, the knife is really, the scales, by the way, are ebony and Makassar ebony, and they are really highly of a high luster polish, and it's just joy to hold, actually. And well, I like the knife, really, I do. What I don't like about the knife is that it comes with a tin can opener that originally was utter crap because it wasn't ground. It was just a blunt piece of sheet metal, and I'm not quite sure what steel it is. But it works in a backwards motion as opposed to the Vic tin can opener that works in a forward motion. So you need to keep that in mind too. I did a grind on it. It won't keep an edge pretty well, I think, but it would be enough for sheet metal, I think. It also works as if you want to take a pot from a fire, you could use this as a hook. Not that I recommend it, it's a little bit unstable, but well. What's also on there is cap lifter, which also works for prying. Talking of which, and that's the one thing I really think is far better than on the Victorinox. This is made with resilience in mind, and you get these stainless steel bolsters that are actually tempered, which is something. It's a little bit insane, but I get that. I get the gist that someone wants to do this because the axle pin is pinned over these bolsters, and if there were some play developing, they trust you to be able to adjust the play with pinning the rivet over. What's also on there is nice corkscrew that is not it's not just a tool for opening wine bottles, which it does if you screw it in all the way, by the way, and lift against the rim of the bottle, you can get the cork out pretty well. I tried. And drunkard, and well, the liners are steel also, and look at that, there are next to no tolerances, and I think this is a really well made thingy that's well, I'm really fond of it. Also, it doesn't come as high as of a price tag. I think it nowadays costs around. It's more expensive than the Victorinox, obviously, but it comes at 50 euros or something, or starting with 30 euros or something. And look it up. I but I don't think it's over 100 euros or something. It's the blade is 440A steel, which is 1.4109 in German money, and it's some 56 HRC or something, 56, 58 HRC. It's not the hardest there is. But this makes the knife pretty resilient, and as I said, it's just need to do some more whittling because it's just so much fun. And it's not the most heebie-jeebie Gubalava steel. It's a little bit tougher than 420 and maybe even 420 HC, but I have several of these and use them pretty hard, and I don't think you would be able to destroy them. If you really want to, obviously you can, but who wants that? Especially in the times ahead where you need to look after your tooth, because it maybe with the World War coming in, it would be maybe not possible to replace a knife like this. Talking of which, this is something you could also make a blade for because of the pivot peen in a pinch. I wouldn't recommend this actually, but I think personally I do think that it is designed to withstand something like this. This is a knife that is designed to get you through crisis, and it's not a survival knife, don't get me wrong. It's a pocket knife. It's something you can keep in your pocket on a bimble or something, and by the way, comes with a pretty well made leather case which got this press down button. The stitching's okay-ish. It's not great, but it's okay, pretty okay. It's top grain leather. Got these slits on the back side for a belt. If you wanted to, you could hang it around your neck, but it's a little bit heavy for that. You could keep it in Germany. Maybe you could keep it in your backpack like so, and would be safe even in a weapon restriction zone. Because if I say this is my backpack, and I got zip down my backpack, and I open my backpack. First I need to take the backpack down, obviously, but first I need to open my backpack like so. 1, taking off my backpack. 2, opening the zipper on the pocket. 3, taking out the pouch. 4, opening up the pouch and taking the knife. Maybe 5, but they want to harm you, so better safe than sorry. And then you are with 6 actions. You get your blade out, and obviously this is safer for everyone. Even if I were to carry it, in my opinion, by the way, I'm not a lawyer, maybe you should always keep a lawyer by your side in Germany. Would be a better idea, I think. Even if I were to carry it in my pocket, and I got that zipper, open my zipper, take out the pouch, open the pouch, take out the knife, and open the blade with 2 hands. Maybe. On the other hand, I'm a little bit sarcastic around police, and but not every policeman is busted. It's not what I want to say. They are humans, and we are all humans, and that's the problem with everything. That's not that simple. But if you really want to be on a safe side, get yourself a lawyer, and I meant that. Get a lawyer and get an evaluation. I recommend you get, if you can afford him, get a lawyer anyway, and be on private terms with him, and I think shitty times. Well, I hope you enjoyed the knife and the video, and if you're looking for a lockable knife that is great to whittle with, that offers really decent quality for the money, and comes pretty sharp, and you can put a little bit of work into the other tools, then you are left with a really, really great and resilient carry that you could, if you you see, it is so beautiful that I'm a little bit reluctant to really abuse it. So I think it's to me it's sort of a Sunday knife, and where you go on a nice little bimble, dress up a little bit, and get this in your pocket, and maybe you go on a bimble, and then you sit down on a stump and whittle yourself some, oh, what's that? A little heart in my pocket, and another heart. Oh, what I keep finding in my pockets, that's amazing. The thing is, for that it's great. It's a great whittling knife. I actually, you know what's coming now, and because the thing with these knives with Victorinox is that, yeah, well, did I put it? Did I leave it at home? Did I leave my Victorinox at home? No, I didn't. Here it is. The thing with this is, if you are into whittling, there are a few better knives like that, because it offers a small whittling blade, and well, there's not a video about Victorinox, but you need to know what you want to do, is what I want to say. It's something. This is far more beautiful, and this is also sturdier, and maybe more resilient too. And the main blade is, if you don't need the small whittling blade or something, then this is obviously, and actually the blade is just some 80 millimeters long, so you can really control it. You can drill with the tip and do everything you can do with a Vic. Just tiny. The Vic has a little bit more performance if it's about really crafting stuff. As I said, this might be a nice Sunday knife, something where you just want to do a small project or something, like decorating a stick or something, and it's actually, I think it's also a really great knife for hunting, and well, you keep in mind that the steel is not the heebie-jeebie Gubba Lava's magical sorcery steel. That's not, it's a pretty well, it's a good buy. It's a bargain, actually. And well, if you want to skin 15 wild boars in a row, sorry folks, this maybe needs a little bit of stropping in between, but you need to know what you want to do with it, and if you know and you really want it, it's a pretty great knife for the price. It's not Magna Cut and what have you blade, but the blade is also, the steel is also pretty resilient. You could sharpen it with a random rock, and I don't think it will break on you. The tempering is pretty spot on. The quality is outstanding, and well, there's not much more to say about that. So if you can afford this and you want it, buy it. It's not something that I would regret. So that said, hope that was halfway informative and helpful, and well, thanks for being here, thanks for watching, and take good care, stay sane and healthy as usual, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.